Bhangarh Fort, located in Rajasthan, India, is infamous for its haunting atmosphere. The fort was built in the 17th century by Raja Madho Singh. According to legend, a local wizard named Singhia fell in love with the fort's beautiful princess, Ratnavati. Knowing that he could never win her affection through normal means, he tried to enchant her by giving her a potion. However, the princess saw through his trick and threw the potion onto a boulder, which then rolled down and crushed the wizard. Before dying, Singhia cursed the fort, leading to its destruction and the untimely death of its inhabitants. The fort was subsequently abandoned, and it is believed that anyone who stays there after sunset never returns. The Tower of London, a historic fortress and one of the most iconic landmarks in England, has a dark and bloody history that dates back over 1,000 years. It has served as a royal palace, prison, and execution site. The most famous ghost associated with the tower is that of Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII, who was executed there in 1536. Anne's ghost, often seen carrying her head under her arm, is said to haunt the tower's grounds. Other spirits reportedly include those of Henry VI, Lady Jane Grey, and the two young princes, Edward V and Richard, Duke of York, who mysteriously disappeared and were believed to have been murdered in the tower. Aokigahara, also known as the Sea of Trees, is a dense forest at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. It has gained a tragic reputation as one of the most popular places for suicide in the world. The forest's haunting origins are tied to Japanese mythology, where it was believed that the spirits of those left to die in the forest would remain trapped there, becoming yurei, or restless ghosts. The forest is eerily quiet due to the density of the trees, and compasses often fail to work properly, leading visitors to believe they are being manipulated by spirits. The combination of its tragic history and eerie atmosphere has led to numerous reports of ghost sightings and unsettling experiences. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, was built in 1909 by Freeland Oscar Stanley, the inventor of the Stanley Steamer automobile. The hotel gained fame as the inspiration for Stephen King's novel, The Shining, after he stayed there in the 1970s. Many guests and staff have reported paranormal activity at the hotel, including the sound of a piano playing in the empty ballroom and mysterious footsteps echoing through the halls. The ghost of F.O. Stanley himself is said to be seen overseeing the hotel while his wife Flora allegedly plays the piano. Room 217 is particularly famous as it is where King stayed, and guests have reported lights turning on and off, items moving on their own, and the presence of a spectral housekeeper. The catacombs of Paris are an extensive network of underground ossuaries that house the remains of more than 6 million people. They were created in the late 18th century when Paris's cemeteries became overcrowded and posed a public health risk. The bones were transferred from the cemeteries to the catacombs, where they were arranged in macabre displays along the tunnels. The eerie atmosphere of the catacombs has led to numerous stories of hauntings, with visitors reporting feelings of being watched, hearing disembodied voices, and seeing shadowy figures among the bones. The catacombs' dark history and the sheer number of human remains have contributed to its reputation as one of the most haunted places in the world. Poveglia Island, located in the Venetian Lagoon, has a dark and disturbing history. During the plague in the 16th and 17th centuries, the island was used as a quarantine station for those infected. Many of those who were sent to the island never returned, and it is estimated that tens of thousands of plague victims were buried there. In the 20th century, the island was converted into a mental asylum, where it is rumored that a doctor performed cruel experiments on the patients. The doctor later went mad and committed suicide by jumping from the hospital tower. Today, the island is abandoned, but it is said to be haunted by the spirits of plague victims and the tormented souls of the asylum's patients. Local fishermen avoid the island, fearing they will catch bones in their nets. Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia was once the most famous and expensive prison in the world. It opened in 1829 and was designed to enforce solitary confinement, a practice that was believed to encourage penance and spiritual reflection. However, the harsh conditions led to widespread mental illness among inmates. The prison is notorious for its brutal treatment of prisoners, including strict isolation, which caused many to go insane. It is said that the prison is haunted by the ghosts of former inmates who suffered and died within its walls. Reports of paranormal activity include shadowy figures, eerie sounds, and ghostly apparitions. The penitentiary is now a museum and a popular location for ghost tours.